Hey Connor, this is your October pitching video analysis. All right, I'm going to start by just letting it play for your delivery in slow motion. Okay, so remember from last time there are 5 phases of pitch and delivery that we're worried about. Okay, they're hip load, hip lead, hip separation, release, and follow through. Okay, as we go into hip load, remember we want that back leg tracking towards that back shoulder, which is exactly what you have. So that's pretty good. We also want to keep that back leg extended, which is also what you have, which is good. Okay, as we go down the mound, one thing I want to see is I want to see your hips go first. Okay, I want to see your hip pop out first. Okay, and the best way to do that is to get this front hip slightly elevated compared to the back hip. Okay, so I think you could do a little bit better job of having your hips go before the rest of your body. Okay, as we go from hip load to hip lead. Okay, I like to drop a line up that back leg. Okay, from hip load to hip lead. All right, I'm looking for some separation between where our knee was and then where it's going in the direction that our back leg is going. Okay, so if you look, you're not really creating much of an angle here in order to drive into the ground. Okay, in fact, while it looks like your knee's going in towards the catcher, it's actually coming more towards the camera or towards the third baseline. Okay, and if we watch this back leg, okay, I'll draw a line up here. One second. If we watch this back leg, especially on the one on the left, all right, you can really notice how that back leg is angling in towards the third baseline. Okay, we want to see that thing, instead of going this way, towards the third baseline, which is where it's headed. Okay, we want to see that thing go more directly towards the catcher. Okay, and the other reason I know that it's not going the correct way is watch your back foot. All right, you rotate by going up onto your toe pretty early. Okay, see that? That means that we're not activating our glutes and that we're rotating using our quads. All right, and we're not able to rotate as effectively because of this. All right, and this leads to a big loss in velocity. All right, so we really need to focus with you on working on your lateral drive. All right, that back knee needs to angle in directly towards the catcher. All right, a way to think about this is your hips need to come back, almost like you're doing a back squat. All right, that activates your glutes and allows you to rotate and extend your hips more effectively. Okay, so that's a big thing that you need to work on over the next month, is looking at the lateral drive drills and trying to improve that. All right, we want to keep that heel connected for as long as we possibly can. All right, as we go from hip lead to hip separation, all right, because we rotate up on that toe early, we have to rush out with our upper half in order to balance our body. And so what happens is, if I were to draw a line up the center of your 2 feet, all right, our head is out in front of that line when instead our head should be back. But because we come up onto this toe early back here, all right, our head has to, or basically we have to balance ourselves, and so our trunk, our abs have to rush out front, and we're not able to keep our weight back as effectively, and so we're losing more velocity there as well. All right. We also want to keep this front shoulder closed at this point as well, but our front shoulder has to open because, well, the problem is, because this back leg all the way back here is heading in the wrong direction, it's going towards the third baseline, we have to rotate open early with the front side in order to throw back across our body in order to throw a strike. Okay, so look at where your direction's going with your lower half. All right, because it's going that way, we have to throw back across our body in order to go down the mound, straight down the mound towards the catcher, which is that way. Okay, so those two things are working against each other, which is it can lead to command issues, first of all, which isn't necessarily your problem, but it can also lead to a great loss in velocity, which is something that you can work on. And then finally, when we get to release, okay, when we get to release, we want to see this front leg fully extended, all right, because your front leg isn't extended, we're not stopping that energy transfer from our back leg very effectively. And because of that, we're losing a lot of energy out that front leg, so energy leaks result in a loss of velocity. So get working on those lead leg block drills that you can find on the app will really help with that. All right, so for you, a lot of lower half mechanical issues that we need to work on. All right, lateral drive drills, and then also the lead leg block drills from the app. All right, like always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask either Coach Glover or myself. All right, really looking forward to seeing what improvements you can make on these things over the next month. Thanks.